Vince Eustace with Hip Hop and Movie News. Our last episode, we told you a story that we found about a high school football coach that also was a rapper and got fired from his job when it was discovered his rap video was out. So we were very fortunate today to be talking with Otis Newell, aka Big Foe. Yep. Thanks for letting us sit down. And
not a problem.
talk.
I appreciate you guys coming out.
No problem, no problem. So why don't you let us know a little bit about how you got into hip-hop and rapping?
I mean, I've been hip-hop. I've loved hip-hop and rap since I was a kid. I mean, the first two tapes that I bought was Kool Moe Dee and NWA. Those were my first two tapes back in the 80s. So I've always been involved with it. I was with me and my friends in junior high school. We had a little group. In high school, I always rapped. College people, anybody I played college football with knew I rapped. So it was always something I was interested in, always something I liked. But, for me, I wanted to get my degree. So football kind of took precedent once I got into my teens. Mm-hmm. But music and rap, that's always been a part of me.
You need it, I gotta break bread and I provided you. Spinning now, winning, it's just a hustle of logic.
It took me probably like a year to put out a mixtape or whatever. I put that out. It got, more people started noticing. Then I started dealing with the COB crew, with Crooked Eye and Horseshoe Gang and a lot of other artists in there. So I'm still involved with them.
Yo, cool.
For like the last, I don't even remember, 3-4 years now. But with this project that I had coming out, I had, I was building everything around the new launch of clothes. A lot of my clothes are just hustle inspired, just because that's where I come from, the streets, and it's all about a hustle mentality. So I was doing the new mixtape, and I was putting the clothes around that when a guy heard my single, the one that's in question, and then he said, "Give it to me," because he has an independent label deal with Universal Records. So they pushed it through Universal Records, and then I knew my mixtape was about to come, so I said, okay, let's put them, because we did the video maybe like 6 months ago. Mm-hmm. The videos, it was shot a long time ago, so I just said, okay, now that it's getting close to the time of the mixtape, it's just the process of promotion with music.
Yeah.
So that's how everything led up to where we are right now.
Cool. And I think I read that you've been coaching for
10 years.
10 years?
10 years. When I got out of college, I had a cousin in high school, and then I had my younger brother. He was getting into high school, and my cousin, he's pretty much like my little brother, because me and his brother were, partners in crime growing up. His life went one way, my life went another, but he always told me to look out for him. So he was my first protege that I trained. He got a scholarship. He ended up being a 2-time national champion. Got his degree in kinesiology, and now he's doing well for himself. Then my younger brother came along. We did the same thing with him, worked him out, trained him, right at the place where I went to college. One of the junior college that I went to, and the coach there, he said, I didn't know you were still training in it. And I was like, no, this is my cousin, this is my brother, I just trained them. Yeah. He's like, well, why don't you come coach for me?
Okay.
That's how I kind of got into it. So I started coaching there, and then just like I say, logistically it wouldn't work. But that's how I got into high school coaching.
Okay.
Just because of the hours were a little more flexible, and from then it's just been. That's what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Coaching, helping kids showing them how to use football to get them out of their situation, the same way I did.
Cool. Now. In terms of, you've mentioned that you've got the clothing line,
right,
the music thing going,
right.
But it was evident in what I was reading that the coaching thing meant a lot to you.
Oh yeah.
And it meant a lot to the kids that you were helping. So if it seems like an obvious question, we just want to know the way everything kind of worked out. If you could get your job back, would you want to
It's a tough question, because with a team atmosphere, and this is how I was always brought around a team. It's a family. Mm-hmm. We handle all of our issues in-house. We handle everything in-house. So if there's ever a dispute, we're going to sit down, we're going to talk about it as men, we're going to settle it, and it's not going to leave the room. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of hard for me, because the kids who I still dialogue with, if they text me or tweet me or something like that, they have questions or they just want to check on me or I'm checking on them because the season has started. If they offered, I would. The only time I would accept it is just for them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of hard to be on a staff where you know that there's certain people or there's a certain amount of people who either one don't like you or don't want you there at all.
Yeah. Knowing what you know now, have like taken the video down or maybe made it private, or in terms of been like, no,
because like I say, it's not what I do is not a secret.
Yeah.
Like I say, I've been involved in music longer than I've been involved in coaching. Any school that I've coached at, they have no problem with it because the things that I talk about, a lot of the kids go through that same thing. Like I say, I grew up a certain way, so when you're growing up the way I did, and it's hard for you, like when you're looking for $2 to go get a burger special, or you're looking for a couple of bucks to just go grab something to eat. And you can't get that, who looks out for you in the neighborhood? Because everybody else is pretty much the same. It's the gangsters and the hustlers. They come out and say, "Oh man, here you go. Here, take this $10, take this $20, man. Go get you something to eat. Here, take this $40. Go give it to your moms or something, and go get some food. Put it in, because everybody experiences tough times. Mm-hmm. Nobody else ever did that, so it's kind of hard for me not to speak about what I speak about in my music because it was so influential in me in life. Mm-hmm. Because if it wasn't for those people who looked out for me as a kid, who knows where I would be right now. Yeah. So I'm gonna always speak to that. If it would have been handled a little different, if they would have saw it and they would have brought me in and said, "Hey, we can't have you with this video out while you're doing this, so you have a choice here. We got to have you take it down, or we can't have you involved with the team," then it would have went a different way. Yeah. But I'd never received any information. Like the only person who pushed for a meeting was the head coach of the team. The principal, the assistant principal, the athletic director, they just wanted to cut ties and move on without even saying a word.
Really?
They didn't even want to have a meeting with me.
Wow.
So if they would have came in and say, "Hey, we understand that you're involved in music. We understand that you talk about certain things. We just can't have this video out and have you coach at the same time. Right. So it's either one or another." Then give me the choice. But the reason why it upset me is the way that it was handled. That it could have been handled a totally different way. It could have been handled more professional, right, instead of just yanking me and affecting the whole team the way it did.
Gotcha. Now, heard the song. Mm-hmm. The message you said is hustling. Right. But it starts off with drugs. So right. I guess how people could misconstrue that it's about hustling drugs, not just hustling. It's about hustling everything. I mean, because I go through the song. I mean, I'm a storyteller, and a lot of my music has to do with telling stories. So. It's a mixture of things, of telling stories of just hustlers from the street, the way my hustle went, the way my hustle is going. So I mean, pretty much what a hustler is in any community, like a neighborhood like the neighborhood I grew up in. Our goal is to make anybody a customer. Mm-hmm. It doesn't matter, whatever you need. That's what you need it. I got it. When you're looking to get yourself up in the world, or if you're a field salesman or whatever, like if you go to a prospective buyer account, whether it be an individual, whether it be a company, whether it be somebody on the street, your goal is to earn. You got to put food on the table. You got to keep lights and water on. So you got to figure out who's spending the money and what are they spending money on, and how can I get them to spend their money with me. Mm-hmm. That's what a hustler is. That's all it's about. And being that you're stuck in a situation that you're stuck in, and the easiest way is the drug route, because it's a means to an end for a lot of people. Now, anything that you would want to say to like your students or the faculty that may be watching this? Right.
I mean, I appreciate the support from everybody. Like I say, the song was released a year ago, and students and faculty, they already had the song downloaded on their phones. A teacher actually played my song for her students when she found out that I got the coaching job. She played the song and said, "Hey, this is your coach. This is your guys' coach." So some of my first meetings, kids are walking into meetings playing the song. So cool. I appreciate all the support from the students. I appreciate all support from the faculty, parents. Thank you guys very much for everything that you've been doing. The letters, the calls to the district, trying to get this thing changed around. But like I said, it all could have just been handled in a much more professional manner than the way it did, and that's why the way it was handled needs to be addressed, and that's why I'm putting it out there, and that's why I want it to continue to be talked about. Just because if this city is experiencing the problems that it's experiencing with the drugs that it's experiencing with, why not have someone like me involved with that because I know how to handle it. Just because I still deal with it on a daily basis with family and friends, and I've dealt with it with kids that I've coached and their families.
Yeah. So, because I think it's important to note that everything that I've read and everything I've seen here is that your character was never questioned.
It's never a question.
That it was like, oh, this guy has had like a stellar record in the community in terms of helping so many kids get scholarships and go to college. So I think it's definitely great that that's like still noted. Anything that you want to say before we wrap up? I think I read that you have an album coming out this month. Or
it's
next month, September.
Yeah, next month, September. It's a mixtape. It's called the Hustle Handbook. Like I say, everything I do is hustle inspired. That's the way I grew up. That's all I know is working hard, and that's how you get what you want. So that'll be dropping on September 17th. Like I said, the video's already out. I'm gonna continue to work with the kids. I'm gonna continue to work with the youth. If it's not coaching, it'll just be in my own way. Coaching is the best way for me to do it, just because, like I said, that's how I got to college, on a football scholarship, and it helped me get out. It helped me get out of the situation that I was in. So. Like I said, I mean that's just pretty much it. It all could have been handled a little differently. They could have come to me and said we can't have you coach and have this video out at the same time. So you have a choice to make instead of making the choice for me. So. And
where can we find the mixtape when it comes out?
It'll be out. Hotnewhiphop.com, DatPiff, those places.
Cool.
Yeah.
And the clothing line again?
The clothing line is Preferred Apparel. The company is the PLO Group. You can find what I do at my website, theplogroup.com. And I still have some. I got to update the website. It's getting there. When you're a 1-2 person team, as you guys probably well know, it's hard to get everything done at once. But check it out. You guys can tweet me at BigFo, BIG_PHO. My coaching Twitter at CoachFo_DC. I'm open. I'm totally transparent.
All right, Otis Newell, Big Fo, thanks again for having us.
All right, appreciate you guys.
No problem.